door. And if it does, I apologize. I will mute my audio. And if that happens, then that's why. I'm going to go ahead and present our slideshow. Some guidelines, if that's okay. Please mute your audio and turn off your video, and this helps to eliminate any kind of background noise. For confidentiality purposes, please, if you would like to ask a specific question about your child, we would love to do that. We would love to talk about anything you would love to talk about. But if it's on a personal nature, if you could email us or talk to us or text us or call the school, we would really appreciate it. Okay. I think that Miss Land is first.
I lost the mute button on my screen. I was like, where's my mute? Where's my unmute? I'm like, let's say I don't have as much chaos as, I mean, at worst, I'm going to get barking dogs and possibly a cat because that's just what he rolled.
I love it.
I got one in each meet today, so I'm doing good. So I'm Mrs. Land. This is my 13th year of teaching. My first year at Bates, super excited. I like to call myself a little old lady. Bless my husband's heart. He adores it. I play video games, board games. I do puzzles. I knit, I crochet, I cross stitch. I am like a little old lady in the little old lady's body. I got all the great habits because I'm actually sitting at my sewing table because that's my desk is my sewing table because all my quilting stuff is in front of me, ready to pull because that's what I did in the spring. When I wasn't on class, I was playing with my quilt. My husband and I, we're both locals. I'm from Danville, went to Boyle County, so very, very, very local. My husband was a parable, but we both went to high school together. We got married a year ago, 2 years ago. Oh, we got married. We got married. Who cares? And I teach Algebra 1, and I teach the Intro to Geometry, and then I teach some boring not boring, but I teach some computer science stuff, which is entertaining, and some intervention. And that's me.
Thank you. And I love it that you crochet and knit and quilts and everything else. I love that. That's why we're friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're both like that. Okay, Miss Griffith.
So hi guys, I'm Miss Griffith. This is my 12th year teaching and at my first year at Bate, and I am very excited about that. I have actually locked myself in my bedroom because that's the only quiet space that I have in my house right now. So I apologize if I have a little one knocking at the door any moment. But I've been married for 13 years and we have 3 children. Aiden is our oldest, he's 10, Andrew is 7, and Paisley is 3. So we have lots of animals in our world. So we have Georgie, our German Shepherd, and we have April, which is the newest addition. A cat randomly showed up at our house, and so we have taken her in. We also have quail and chickens and a goat named Wendy. And just random facts is I love soccer and chocolate. And in fact, I noticed Fox's mom is on here, and he actually, he probably thought I was very strange because I don't have Fox in class, but I saw he had on a jersey, a soccer jersey one day, or a t-shirt, I don't remember now. And I started asking him about Storm. And so he was so kind and gracious and filled me in on all the good things about Storm because my oldest son, loves soccer. So, but that's me. I teach the other 8th grade math classes, and I teach intervention to all 3 grade levels.
Thank you, Miss Griffith. I love that you have quail and chickens and a goat named Wendy. I love that.
The goat's kind of random, but I guess the quail are too.
All right. Oh, I passed up. Yep, sorry. All right, Miss Sepahban.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to see parents of students. I recognize your names, and I've gotten to know a lot of you through email and text messaging, but it's nice to see faces to go along with those names. So I teach literature studies. It used to be called language arts, but the name was changed mid-year. So I taught a lot of the siblings of kids, of parents who are here today too. The class is pretty much the same as the older kids had. So the content of the course hasn't changed that much. There's just a new emphasis on literature as opposed to informational texts. So you can see from the pictures I chose to share the things that are most important to me. My children and my classroom library. I want you all to know that classroom library is open for checkout. So the kids know this too. If your children want to come in to check out books, they can make an appointment with me, and they can come in. I can have one kid in there at a time. Most Mondays or Tuesdays. And if that doesn't work, I can always put a book for them in the front office so they can get it. A lot of kids, especially the B-Day kids, on last Friday, when they knew they weren't going to be back for a while, they checked out 5 or 6 books each so that they would have a lot to last them. But those books are available for checkout, and I would love it if the kids came and got them. My hobbies include, well, I don't have a lot of time for hobbies, but when I have time for hobbies, I love to read. I read a lot, and I love to write. And if parents, if you would like to read along with us, just let me know. I'm happy to share with you the texts that we read this year. I like doing that with my kids, so I always ask at the beginning of the year what they're going to be reading and get my own copies of those books so I can read with them. This year, we will be reading a lot of poetry. We started off with some short stories, and we'll be reading some plays. And for parents whose older children I've taught, we are still doing our big personal narrative writing project. We're just going to wait until the very end of the year to do that. So hopefully we'll all be together. And I love your kids so much. Thank you for sending them to room 219, whether it's in person or virtually. My email address is up on the screen, so don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you ever need anything.
Thank you, Ms. Sepahban. Mr. Breitenbach.
Well, hello. My name is Mr. Breitenbach, and I've been around a few years. This is actually my 26th year of teaching at Bate. I teach special education. This year I'm co-teaching with Ms. Sepahban and Ms. Griffith. I love sports. I'm the head softball coach at Denville High School, and I've been married 31 years. My wife is a physical therapist, and I have 2 children. Kayla is a 3rd-year kindergarten teacher in Jessamine County, and Faith is a senior at Denville High School. And I guess I'm a teacher because I love kids, and it's all about the students, even in a pandemic.
And we love Mr. Breitenbach. Never a dull moment. Okay, Miss Miller.
All right, hello. Like Miss Griffith, I locked myself in the bedroom because my 1-year-old was right there at my legs and I had the Chromebook piled up on some pillows so y'all could see me, and then he was shaking the pillows and everything, so I had to relocate. But anyway, but I am Miss Miller, Shatonia Miller. Like I said, I have a 1-year-old son. His name is Dominic. I am currently engaged to be married, and I was supposed to get married this past fall, but all the pandemic and COVID and everything, so I pushed it back to June. So cross your fingers, June 5th. Cross your fingers for me, okay? I do have a future stepson. His name is Austin. I am a Danville Schools graduate. And not to throw Mr. B under the bus, but Mr. B was at Bait too when I was at Bait when I was a student. So I just want to throw that out there. Sorry, Mr. B.
Hey, that's great. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
And then I played basketball and I ran track in middle school and high school. But I ran track in college also. I do coach. I coach high school cross country and track and field. My favorite color is purple. I love purple, even though, I really don't own a lot of purple, but my favorite color is purple. There's a purple in my classroom. I love to do crafts. Mexican food is my favorite, so I'm just throwing that out there. If y'all want to order some tacos and send it to me, it might be some extra credit points. No, I'm just playing. Just jokes. But, and this is my second year teaching, and I am so excited to teach, and I love your kids, and some of you parents out there, I went to school with you all, so it's awesome to be able to teach your kids. And I'm also the communications teacher, and I am the 7th grade intervention teacher, so it's awesome.
Thank you, Miss Miller. Okay, it's my turn. I took down all of my information about me, and I tried to put up some pictures of our kiddos so my B-Day kids and my A-Day kids, when we were in school, were like total opposites. The A-Day kids would sit and crochet with me like we were colonial ladies. And I did get some pictures of that. But you couldn't really tell what they were doing. And it was so wonderful. We could sit and talk. And then my B-Day kids came in, and it was the total opposite. And I loved it. I loved both groups so much for different reasons. These kids, so this one right here, Mr. Jonas said, he just stood up and he said, "Can we build a boat?" I said, "Yeah." And we went down to the cafeteria and we got all of their boxes that they had. And these kids, did it all. I didn't tell them anything to do. They are amazing. So our focus was on the differences between old-fashioned ships and caravels and how much safer they were. So there's that little plug of, yeah, it was a valid project, but they had a lot of fun doing it. And they put an air conditioner on top, which wasn't, accurate, but whatever. And I was trying to think of some of the other things that we could do, and we have an Amish neighbor, and they gave us a huge jar full of heavy cream. So I was like, well, we're going to make butter. So everybody, here's Mr. Fox and Sam and Henry and Anna and Maggie, and we just had a big time. And what you didn't see was this was actually Mr. Price's room, and he was in the background playing Metallica on his guitar. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the 8th grade team is just thebomb.com. We have so much fun with the kids, and your kids are so much fun to have fun with. They just go with it, and it's so much fun. Yeah, so that's about it for me. Miss Emerson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Emerson, and this will be my 4th year at Bait. I co-teach with Miss Wall and Miss Miller and some of the 7th grade teachers also. As you see my picture, I have 2 rambunctious little boys, and like some of the other mamas, I've locked myself in a room too. I'm sure you probably can hear them through our walls, so I apologize. The one to the left of me, or to the right, however you look at it, is Brantley, and my other one is Truett. I also have a stepson. He's in high school, and his name's Braylon. I'm a huge sports fan. Anything Tennessee Vols, I'm all about it. So, my favorite color is orange, of course. I played softball and basketball growing up. I am the softball coach here at Bay, and I love doing that. Hopefully we get to have a season this year. Crossing my fingers. Just a couple fun facts. I love to travel. I love me Pueblo and Asuka, and I have a dog named Chipper.
Thank you, Miss Emerson. I think that's it. Oh, Mr. Price, I'm sorry. That's not it. Just kidding.
threw me under the bus about playing guitar and then forgot about me.
That was all on purpose.
No, I guess I get to go last. I just want to say that I'm so happy to be here at Bait. I'm currently part of the best team that I've ever been a part of in my life with these teachers on the screen here. I've been a teacher for 5 years, so this is my 6th year. I've taught many things. Biology in high school, integrated science, anatomy and physiology. I've taught a little bit of chemistry. I've also taught 8th grade science for 3 years. I also love to travel. Been all over the United States, and I try to incorporate the places that I've been into my lessons whenever I get a chance to be able to do that. I have 2 children. As you can see, mine are a little bit more grown than everybody else. My daughter is in 7th grade, and we live in Liberty, and the high school basketball team, we're a little short on players, so she's currently passed out on the couch after basketball practice. And my son is currently, he hijacked a gym, and he's bouncing the ball in a gym right now too. So the sports is major in our life. Regularly attend church. Kids play basketball, baseball, softball. Of course, I think I didn't say, but I do teach science, as you can see there. Right now, we're currently on genetics unit. It'll lead to geologic history of the earth, where we'll get to see, talk about fossil records, and I'll bring pictures of my trip to Dinosaur National Monument out west and things like that. And then we'll go into ecosystems and natural selection. And I'm a science geek, so that makes me all happy. I love y'all's kids. It's like Miss Wall said, they just roll with it. I bring my guitar in there, and unfortunately, I'm 45 years old, so I'm a child of the 80s, and I plug in and play Metallica, and they just rode right along with it. It was a very interesting day. But the 8A kids are a little bit upset because we haven't partied down with them like we did the B-Day kids that one time. But anyway, like I say, it's an honor to teach you guys as kids, and like I will, like the rest of my team, be able to, we'll give it 100%, and your kids are our main priority. So thank you guys very much for letting us teach your kids.
That's right. That's perfectly put. That really is the end of it now. I'm for serious this time. All right. That's all of us. Do you all have any questions? Well, we would love to talk to you guys. It would be wonderful to hear from you guys. If you guys would like to unmute or type into the chat, or if you've got your student with you, we could embarrass them here in the Google Meet. That would be lovely. I do love embarrassing people. There's Maggie! Yay! I could just hear her being like, Mom. There's Andrew with the family. I love it. There's Hurley. It does not shock me that he's up there. I love it. I love it. Thank you for doing that. That made my evening.
Is there a place where we can find missing assignments? That is a question in the chat.
Okay. Hey, Abel. Hey, family.
He's very excited about this. He loved this idea of bringing him in here and having him be on the camera.
I can really tell. Abel, I just want you to know that makes it all the better for us that you didn't want to be there. That just makes it amazing. Fox, is that a puppy or a cat? That's a cat.
It's a kitten.
It's like the most well-behaved cat I've seen on a Zoom call. Just
I know. What's her name?
We have two of them. One of them's named Shadow, and one of them is named T'Challa because they're black and like the Black Panther, you know.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Maggie and Andrew, I see those animals. What are their names?
This is Bobby.
Bobby.
This is Bobby.
Oh, how pretty. I love it.
Our dog's Loki.
I love that name.
We have quite the video game names Marvel character names going on here. I'm liking it.
Mhm.
Liking it.
That's right.
We're moving out here. I love it.
I love it too, so much. Okay, I don't want to ignore that question. Where can we find missing work? Everyone's Google Classroom is slightly different, but it's all basically the same. I know that for social studies, I have my weeks. I do assignments by week. So like week 8, week 9 has all one folder. So week 9 has one folder with the assignment, and every day I post a video. And it'll say like week 9, Monday, and then the title of that lesson. So they can watch that video and then plug in the information in their document. So then that way it's just one document to turn in for that entire week. That's all they have to worry about. So that's where to find my information. And of course, email. I hope that helps.
And mine tend to be mostly more or less daily assignments. And so mine tend to be on Google Classroom. For sure they're on there, but I've been updating onto Infinite Campus. The sync used to work and I could sync it daily and it's not working. So I basically update a week at a time. So I chunk it and do about a week's worth of grades. So the Monday, Tuesday next week, I'll get this week's up. But I also, like, you can get it through email me if you're going, I am not sure. Double check, email me. I always answer emails pretty quick to let you know what you need.
And then for my class, all of the assignments are listed in Google Classroom, and then I list them by week as well. I organize them by week. So an assignment might be marked as turned in on Google Classroom, but if it's incomplete or if it's marked turned in, but nothing was actually turned in, then you wouldn't necessarily know that just by looking at Google Classroom. So it also helps to look at Infinite Campus. Now, I will tell you that there's been a lot of movement on my rosters in the last couple of weeks. So I try to keep those up to date. But if I have made some mistakes, like when a student moves from one roster to another where I accidentally leave off an assignment. So the best thing to do for me also is just a quick email. So if you see that your student has a 0 for an assignment, you can confirm that with me with a quick email. And I do try to keep Infinite Campus up to date. But with the frequent movement on the rosters, it's kind of hard to do that every single day.
Ms. Sepahban,
Yes.
haven't you in the past sent out emails with missing work?
Oh yeah, that I do that. Okay, so I do that. I try to do that every Tuesday and Wednesday to let kids know what they're missing. And I send those emails through Google Classroom. And I try to do that and copy a parent on the email too. So thanks for reminding me, Mr. B.
No problem.
For my class, also, I organize mine by week. So I'll say like November 6th through, whatever else. But like everybody else, if you do have a question, if your student is showing a 0 on Infinite Campus and your student is saying, yes, I did turn that in, just send me a quick email. I'll double check. I might have missed it, especially with them moving, rosters and all that good stuff. So just send me a quick email, no biggie, and then I'll figure it out.
I'm like Miss Sepahban and Miss Miller. I've got them in Google Classroom under the classwork tab. If you scroll down through there, it tells it when its due date is. Another good place to check is Infinite Campus, but I don't always take grades over everything since they're getting 4 and 5 assignments a week. They're short assignments, but the best place to look is under the classwork tab in Google Classroom, and you'll see whenever they're posted. And I think they change color. My son says they change color when they turn them in. So that's how I do it.
I'm not for sure that I have any of the students that whose parents are on here right now, but I try and put an M in Infinite Campus so that it will send alerts or emails to the parents, and I think some of the other teachers do that as well, so that it will show up as an M before it's a 0. To help with that. And I'm like Mr. Price, I don't take a grade on every single assignment. There are some days that they'll have like 2 like quick assignments, and I feel like with math sometimes they need a couple days to practice a concept before I take a grade on something, and I would rather take a grade after they've practiced it and mastered it than on a day that we just introduced it and they're still struggling with it. So every day doesn't get a grade necessarily, and every assignment doesn't get a grade. So Infinite Campus is the best place to check for missing work for me. And if there's ever a question about that, you can always send me an email too.
Any other questions from our parents?
Oh gosh, Miss Goodwin, we appreciate your patience. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Goodwin. We really appreciate you guys coming and being so supportive. We really appreciate that.
All right. If there's not any more questions, then I guess we can close it out for the night. So thank you, 8th grade team, and for all of our parents for signing on and participating. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. So nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Wonderful to meet you also.